All right, chapter 7, section 4, we're going over percents. And this first problem, number 1, has A through F. And we want to express each of the following as a percent. So when you're given a decimal, decimal starts with D, percent starts with P. Okay, so if you want to go from a decimal to a percent, you're going to move the decimal point 2 times to the right, say times 2. If you're going from percent to a decimal going backwards, you're going to move it 2 places to the left. So either you move it decimal to percent, you move it right 2 times, or from percent to decimal, you'll move it left 2 times. This illustration just kind of helps me line them up. So A, we have 3.69. This is a decimal. So to go to a percent, we move it over, and this would be 369%. And same with part B, we have 192.9. We would move it twice. So there's no number here, we have to add a 0. Okay, so this would be 19,290%. So part A, 369, and part B, 19290. All right, as fractions, there's a couple things you can do. We can just put it into the calculator, turn it into a decimal, and then move it. You can also set up a proportion if you wanted to do it by hand. So you can say 5 over 6 is equal to some number over 100, and you still end up using the calculator. We can just multiply this 100 over here, and then we would have x alone. So 500 divided by 6 would be the same thing percentage wise if we just did 5, 6 and then moved the decimal 2 times. So just to show you, calculator. So if we did 5 divided by 6, okay, we get 0.8333. Okay, so 3 repeating. All right, so we would move this over twice. All right, and we would get 83.3%. We'll just say. Okay, you can put a repeating sign over here. Or if we did the 500 divided by 6, it would just give it to us in this form. If we did 500 divided by 6, so essentially we're just multiplying this number by 100. So as a percent, type an integer, proper fraction, or a mixed number. Integer, proper fraction, or a mixed number. So this is 83. All right, so since they want us to type integer or mixed number, if you focus on the 3 repeating, that's 1/3. But if you don't know that, I'm going to subtract the whole number part. So on this calculator, I'm going to subtract the 83. And then that decimal part, if we do math, enter, we get 1/3. So here, we're going to say this is 83, and then we're going to do a fraction and 1/3. Answer wants it as a just a whole number, a proper fraction, or a mixed number. So we can't do the decimal part. They want it as a mixed. All right, same thing with 1/8. Okay, so if we just did 1 divided by 8, we should get 0.125, or it's 12.5%. It will be a good idea just to kind of remember, familiarize yourself with what was called the onesies. So you kind of know what those fractions are, and you might be able to multiply them quickly. So the onesies would just be 1 over 2, 1 over 3, all the way up to 1 over 12. Just kind of be somewhat familiar with what those are. So 1/8 is 1.25. If we move this decimal over twice, we would have 12.5%. Okay, the 0.5 as a decimal, if we convert 0.5 to a fraction, that's 1/2. Okay, so that's one of those onesies. So if you kind of see those repeating decimals, if you're familiar with those, you can convert it easily. So this would be 12.5%. 12.5%. Okay, so round to the nearest tenth. Okay, so this one actually wants us to round to one decimal place. Didn't read that. 12.5 this time. Okay. So just got to be careful to see what they're asking. I just kind of assumed they wanted the same thing since it was a fraction. All right, so this one, 3 over 8. Okay, so we just did 1/8, and we got 12.5. So if we just multiply that by 3, because we're doing 3 over 8, okay, 3 times 12 is 36, and 3 times 5 is 15, so we'll have 37.5, okay, but you can type it in. So we get 37.5%. All right, this one, 3/5, so 1/5 is a 20th, so 3/5 would be 60, so 60%.